Well, overnight, the UK released its worst annual inflation figure, should I say, for 40 years, or its equal worst, of 10.1%. And Europe also declared an annual rate of 10.9%. We revealed on Afternoon Agenda yesterday that Treasury is upgrading its inflation forecast in next week's budget in the wake of the Victorian floods, and that electricity price rises will be factored into the budget and could be as great as 20% next year.
The important thing to understand about the inflation number is that these floods will push up inflation. The cost of groceries in the supermarket aisle will go up. That's our strong expectation.
Do you think it'll go over 8% now, inflation?
It remains to be seen.
Jim Chalmers also told Kieran Gilbert that the two biggest ballooning costs in the budget will be the NDIS and the interest bill from paying off debt because of rising interest rates, which are about addressing inflation.
Now, more broadly, when it comes to managing the budget, we do have those 5 fastest growing areas, but within the 5, the 2 fastest growing is the interest that we pay on the $1 trillion of debt we've inherited. That's going through the roof because interest rates are rising. And secondly, the NDIS. So within the 5 big pressures, the 2 biggest are borrowing costs and the NDIS. And that's one of the reasons why what we'll see in the budget, we'll see a near-term improvement from some of those commodity prices, but in the medium term, we'll see extra pressure, growing pressure on the budget, which will have implications for the bottom line.
Well, the Treasurer was back on radio this morning, again talking about the problem he seems to see with stage 3 tax cuts.
I think the last time that we had a look at it, I think we're expecting that equivalent 10-year cost to be around $254 billion over 10 years. And I think the forward estimates cost from memory is a bit under $41 billion, which is just the update on those already legislated tax cuts.
These comments came even as respected economist Chris Richardson says economic conditions and commodity windfalls actually mean that over the next 4 years there will be another $150 billion of revenue in the budget on Tuesday night. That's more than half of the cost of tax cuts over 10 years. Jim Chalmers also said this morning there were billions in the budget, including so-called zombie spending, which was booby-trapped by the last government.
A lot of these programs that our predecessors deliberately designed in a way that didn't fund them in an ongoing way. A lot of them are health programs, COVID-related programs and others, where our predecessors more or less booby-trapped the budget with a bunch of spending, some billions of dollars in spending, which is unavoidable, which we've had to find room for, and we have.